Hello, guys. Hold on a minute. I forgot to do something. I forgot to turn the light on. And the fan. And I need it. Sorry about that. Welcome to Rocking with Becca. How are y'all doing today? Oh, I'm a little tired today, but I'm okay. I will tell you about my week. But first of all, I want to tell you about the babies of the day. We got sweet little Amber here. And hers is tired as mama is. Her said, I'm too tired to wake up. Yeah. And then I have sweet little Lindsay. Oh, come here, baby girl. Oh, see mama's Lindsay. Oh, her so sweet. Yes, she is. She's sitting right here by mama. So mama can't see her. Yeah. Her so pretty. Yeah. Okay. So, we are getting started with Rocking with Becca. So comment below and tell me how your day's going this beautiful Saturday, or it is where I'm living. It is a beautiful day. The sun's shining. Right now it's not too hot. That's no promises it won't get too hot as the day goes by. But right now it's not too hot outside. Mama's going to sit here and rock Amber and talk with y'all a little bit. Tell you about my week. Or I should say about Thursday and Friday. I think the last video I did was on Wednesday. And I may not even done one Wednesday. I can't remember. I don't remember if I did one Wednesday. I may have. I didn't check before. And I forget. But the last part of the week was pretty rough on me. You know, if you are a regular to my channel, you know I have anxiety, social anxiety, and just pure anxiety for having to leave the house. And I had 2 doctor's appointments, just checkups, nothing, you know. I'm doing as well as I have been, you know. Nothing has changed in my health. I had to go, both doctor's appointments was in the town that's an hour away. Thursday I had to go to the sleep center to have my yearly checkup for my sleep apnea. And he said everything was looking good, and you know, as long as my average rating of how many events happens a night, and what that means, I guess, is how many times I stop breathing long enough for the machine to kick in and make me breathe, or, you know, give me a burst of air or whatever. However that machine works. I am below the, you know, I'm in range that it's, you know, the machine is doing good. So that's a blessing. So as far as I know, you know, unless something comes up that I would have to, I won't have to go back to him until next year, next May. Then Friday was my eye exam, my diabetes checkup on my eyes, and checkup for the Fuchs dystrophy that I have. And he said everything was looking good, to keep using the drops I use for the Fuchs dystrophy. And he told me I could put, like, if some days if my vision is really blurry, and I forgot to go put my drops in. Oh, I gotta go do that. I'm supposed to put the drops in twice a day instead of once a day now. And he said I can put it up to 4 times a day if I'm having, you know, like if one day my vision is pretty blurry, that I can use the drops up to 4 times a day. But if I can keep it at 2, you know, that's good too. So he wants me to do that twice a day. And he told me, like, if my eyes are really blurry, that I could get like a warm rag and wet it in some hot water, like a warm compress, and put it on my eyes for a few minutes, and that would help some too. See, what Fuchs does is it causes fluid buildup behind your, whatever that in your eye is, whatever that's called. I don't want to say it because I might say the wrong word. Y'all know how I am with my words. But it you know, gets a lot of fluid buildup, and some people it gets so bad they have to have surgery on their eyes. He said right now he does not recommend surgery. He said everybody after they hit about 50, he said everybody between 50 and 99, I guess if you hit 90, go over 99, you don't have them anymore. But he said everybody between 50 and 99, you know, ends up getting cataracts. He said, but right now, as good as my vision is, he did not recommend cataract surgery because the Fuchs, you know, can cause complications with the cataract surgery, and so he does not recommend that right now. And it is a new doctor that I'm going to. I was going to one clinic, and all of the people there retired or moved, and they completely shut the clinic down for a little while. I think now another doctor has, I was told, I don't know this for a fact, but I was told another doctor came in, and that they do have someone in Green's clinic now. But I just went ahead and went with the one that I went to yesterday because it's connected with the system that my primary caregiver is, and my sleep apnea caregiver is, and my ear doctor that I go to if I need to. And you know, it's kind of connected with that same system, so I can use the online system for it. So I just went with him, and I really liked him. He explained things to me. He really gave me a little bit more insight on the Fuchs dystrophy than the other doctor did. The other doctor had it like I was end up going to have surgery. You know, there was no way out of it. Well, this doctor said that some people go and never have to have surgery with the Fuchs. It's just, you know, however it progresses. I was glad for that. Hopefully, you know, Lord willing, things will stay good with that. I'm going to take her headband off while I'm holding her. It's in my way. It's scratching Mama, and I know she'll feel better with it off. But anyway, yeah, I really, like, still Macy, it's okay to rock. She don't like to rock. It's okay, baby. I really like him, but I don't have to go back to him until next year for my annual checkup, you know, to keep up with everything. He said right now it doesn't look like I need to come in any more than once a year. So he did give me a prescription for some new glasses, but he said they changed so little that I really, really didn't have to get any new ones unless I wanted to, because they changed so slightly, the vision. So I was glad of that, because my insurance that we have is not a good insurance, and I was having to pay I had to pay $100 copay to both doctors. $100 to the one Thursday and $100 to the one Friday. So I was glad I didn't have to get glasses right now. So then next month, oh, I was telling you all that to tell you that I was in such a shape by the time we got home yesterday. Not because of the doctor's visits, but because of my anxiety. I mean, it was because of the doctor's visits, but they didn't do anything to cause it. It's just my anxiety of getting out of the house. And I was nervous about, meeting a new doctor and not knowing their facilities and how they did things. I was nervous about that. I'm always nervous about things new and how things are going to go and all of that. And so because I had to leave the house 2 days in a row, by the time I got home yesterday, I had been under so much stress and anxiety Thursday and Friday and I knew once I got home yesterday that I didn't have to go anywhere else until next month. And it was like a stress relief. But instead of really feeling relief, it did me like I do anytime I get scared or upset or nervous or, it affects me to where I get an upset stomach. Not trying to be too plain, but I was running back into the bathroom. I had upset stomach. I didn't feel good. And it took me, really all yesterday afternoon and last night. And I'm feeling better this morning. Even when I first went to bed last night, when I was getting ready to go to bed last night, I was afraid, oh no, I hope I don't have to get up during the night. Well, I didn't, thank the Lord. I went off to sleep and slept all night, and I'm feeling fine. My stomach and all is feeling fine this morning, so I'm thankful for that. But I am so glad to get those 2 visits over with. Now, as far as my ear doctor that I went to last week, I don't have to go back to him at all unless, I have another issue or the issue with the eczema in my ear gets worse or something that I would need to go to him. But as far as having an annual checkup with him, I don't. Then, like I said, Thursday's doctor, which was sleep apnea, I don't have to go back to him until next year, May. And then my eye doctor, I don't. The only reason I would. Okay, no, that was the sleep apnea. I was thinking I'll tell you this, but I don't have to go back to the eye doctor for a year unless, something comes up that I would need to go have checked. But I was saying about the sleep apnea doctor. He said that because I've been concerned about my sleep apnea machine, I've had it 6 years. And so it used to make like kind of like a white noise sound, a little humming. And I had gotten used to that humming over this almost 6 years of having it. And in the past couple of months, it quit making that humming noise. And I was afraid it was fixing to tear up. So I asked him, I told him what it did. And I asked him, about it. And if I got a new machine, how would I do it? What would I have to bring it to them to program it? What would I do? How would that go? And he said, well, usually, as long as it's still got the pressure and I'm not having any trouble, like feeling extra tired during the day or anything like that, he said, then the machine's fine. He said, but usually when they start tearing up, they'll start like you would hear it in the motor, like it would, speed up and then slow down and speed up and slow down. And he said, usually it does that when it's tearing up. He said, but if I was to need, if it tore up and I was to need a new machine, it has to be prescribed. I have to pick which medical supply I will use. The medical supplies that is in the building with the sleep apnea doctor, they won't take my insurance at all. So I had to find a medical supply that would take the insurance I have, and pick which one I was going to use in my area, and then he made me up a prescription to have, and then I think he was also going to fax them the prescription as well, or maybe he just faxed it. I can't remember. I know I have the written prescription for my glasses, but I can't remember if I do for my machine or not. He might have just faxed it to them. But, the medical supply place will set the pressure, and set everything like they gave them the prescription to do. So I wouldn't have to bring it to him. He said the only reason I might have to come back before the year is up is like if I got the new machine and my insurance required that I go back for a follow-up visit. I think he said a couple of months, or a month or a couple of weeks or something after getting the new machine, that some insurance would require a follow-up visit. He said that would be the only reason I would have to come back before the year was up. So we got all that settled. Now my primary care doctor has been on me and on me about going to the foot doctor because I have diabetes. So I went ahead and set that visit up. It's in a town that's 30 minutes away. That's the one I have to go to next month. So I have that appointment next month. I don't know what a foot doctor does. I mean, I don't have anything. I say I don't have anything wrong. My feet hurt. And I do have things wrong with my feet, but I don't know. I'm wondering what's the purpose of going to a foot doctor. What can he do for what's wrong with me? What can he do? I don't want to go. But anyway, I have that appointment next month. Then, unless something happens, I'll be free of going to appointments until October, because my primary care sets me up, for a checkup every 6 months, unless, I was to get sick and need to come in. So October will be the 6-month range, time for me to go back for just my checkup. So, I just want to get all these visits over with. I'm so tired of it, because getting out of the house just stresses me to the limit. My anxiety gets so high, and it makes me physically sick. So I'm thankful for the relief I feel today, and that I don't feel sick and an upset stomach and a headache and all the things that comes with anxiety. I don't feel that today, so I'm thankful for that. Man, that was a lot. I'm wore out from talking. Guys, I'm not making Macy move because she's used to Mama being right here every day. And not only has the visits been very stressful for me, it's been stressful on poor Macy. She does not like it to be by herself. She just does not like it. And so Mama's not making her move. We'll just make do today. But I don't have a shout out today. I wanted to say that if you would like for me to give you a shout out, whether I've gave you a shout out already or not, but if you would like for me to give you a shout out on my channel, please comment below. Just simply put shout out, and I'll know to write you down to to be a shout out. I do a shout out every Saturday, every Rocking with Becca, I should say. So I almost didn't do a video today. I just, even though I feel relief that, I don't have to go to a doctor till next month, I still just, I just was debating back and forth whether to do a video, but I decided since it had been 2, possibly 3, because like I said, I can't remember if I did one Wednesday. But I decided since it had been at least 2 days since I've done a video, I'd go ahead and do one. So, I do have a topic. I asked for you to give me some ideas, or if you have a question for me that you would like to know about, or anything like that, to leave it in the comments of my Rocking with Becca videos, each week. And I will write them down, and, one at a time, just like I do the shout outs one at a time. One video for Rocking with Becca. That I would, try to answer your question or talk about the topic you wanted me to talk about or whatever. And if it's a topic I don't know anything about, I'll try to research and find what I know. I will be sure to let you know. I don't really know anything about it. I looked it up, We're learning all this together, if it was a topic like that. If it's a question about me and my life, I'm pretty open with my life. I'm pretty open. You might, if you ask me how much money I had in the bank, well, I probably wouldn't tell you that, that kind of personal things. But I'm pretty open with my life. So if you have any questions about me and my life or my family, ask me. And if it's not too personal, if I don't feel like it's too personal, I'll answer it on one of the Rocking with Becca's. So, like I said, I do have, it's not really a topic, it's a question that Little Midwest Reborn Dolls asked me. And I think I have covered this question before, but it's been a while back. Jenna might not have heard it. And then some of my new subscribers probably haven't, didn't hear it. Because I think it's been a while back I answered this particular question. But Jenna asked me, how did you meet your husband? So I could just say I met him at church, but I'm going to elaborate a little bit on it. I'm going to start back from way back. I was born in Mississippi, and by the time I was 2 years old, we had moved to Kenner, Louisiana. We stayed in Kenner, Louisiana until I was about 11 years old. We moved back to Mississippi. So we lived in a town called Escataba. No, we moved back to Collins. No, we moved. I'll get it straight in a minute, guys. When we moved back from Louisiana when I was 11, we moved to seminary. We lived in a house trailer, mobile home. We just called them trailers back then. We lived in a trailer that we had pulled from Louisiana to Mississippi. And we put it in a trailer park in seminary. And we lived there. And then my dad had a piece of land that his dad had, inheritance from his dad. And so it was in a town called Collins that was about 15 minutes away from seminary. So he got, worked on that and got that all fixed up. And we moved the trailer from seminary to Collins. And we lived there. Between seminary and Collins, we lived from the time I was 11 to the time I was 15. back into between seminary. Not a whole lot, but, between the two towns. Within that time, of the time I was 11 to I was 15. My older sister got married while we was living in Collins, and her husband moved her to Escataba, or Moss Point, Mississippi. I think it was Escataba. So she had been married a little while, and Mom and Dad decided to move to Escataba to be with Charlotte, my older sister. So we moved our trailer from Collins to Escataba. We parked it in a trailer park there in Escataba. And by that time, Charlotte had her a house. So after being there for a while, well, I ain't going to tell you all the details. Anyway, we ended up moving out of our trailer, sold our trailer, or no, we gave it to Charlotte because we switched houses. They wanted to move to a place called Big Point, which was just a little community out from Escataba. So they took the trailer, we took their house, but before all that, when we moved to Escataba from Collins, we started going to the church that my sister went to, which is the same kind of church we went to. But the pastor of that church was my sister's father-in-law. So, we went to church with them. Well, my husband, that wasn't my husband then, went to that church. And I really didn't pay a whole lot of attention to him until he started talking to me a good bit. Like after church, he would come up and shake my hand, talk to me, and all that. But through this whole time that this was happening, I was friends with my sister's sister-in-law, her husband's sister. I was friends with her. Well, she did nothing but talk bad about my husband. Well, like I said, he wasn't my husband then. And all I had done was just shook his hand, and I knew his name, and, he talked to me a little bit after church. But during this whole time, she was talking bad about him. About he didn't hold a job, he didn't do this, he didn't do that, he this and that and another, and she was constantly talking bad about him. And during all this time she's talking bad about him, he's talking more to me, after church each service night. And I kind of liked him, but because she was talking about him, I didn't just turn him loose and really like him. I kind of kept at bay because she was talking about him. But apparently she noticed that he was, paying more attention to me after church each service. And she told me one time when we was talking, she says, "Now, if you like Randall, don't let what I say keep you from liking him." She said, "Just overlook what I've said." I said, "Are you sure? Is it okay?" I've always been afraid to do things that people, I don't know, I've just always been that kind of person. I wanted to do what people wanted me to do so they'd like me. And I didn't really know him except for what she had told me. And she said, "Yeah, it's perfectly fine. If you like him, it won't bother me at all if you like him." I said, "Okay then." So I more freely talked to him. Well, then it wasn't long. He asked me out on a date, and he took me out to eat. And guys, I was 15 years old. 15. when I met my husband. From the time I met him to the time we got married was 6 months. I love my husband, and I wouldn't take anything for him. If he passed away, I don't know how I would make it, because he's all I know. You know, really, I've been with him more than I was with my mama. He's really all I know. But from the time we started going to that church, and, you know, not maybe just when we first started going to that church, but from the time that he started talking to me, he asked me to go with him in March before I turned 16. I told him then, when he asked me, I said, let's pray about it for a month. It was March 15th that he asked me to go with him. And I said, let's pray about it for a month. Well, during that month, we didn't quit seeing each other. We still talked at church, and we'd go out with the group, you know, the young people. We'd go out as a group, and I would sit with him and talk with him. And so we did. We prayed about it for a month. Well, he come back. I turned 16 on the 12th of April. He come back to me on the 15th of April and asked me would I go with him. Again, he asked me again, and I told him yes. So from the 15th of April to the 3rd of October, we went together, got engaged, and got married. That's 6 months, isn't it? April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 6 months. A little less than 6 months, because he asked me on the 15th of April to go with him, and we was married by the 3rd of October. So a little less than 6 months. I was 16 years old. I was a baby. And we had some hard times. We had a lot of adjusting, because hubby and I was totally on opposite ends of the spectrum. I was a city girl. I was babied and sheltered all my life. He was a country boy. I think he's drove up. That's why I keep looking. It was just, we was totally different. And it took a lot of adjustment through a lot of years. But we've made it this far. It will be 46 years in October that we've been together. And I love him to pieces. I wouldn't take nothing for him. Took a while to get it where we at now, but we here. And I love my hubby. He's the best man in the world. So that's how I met my hubby. Through all the hardships and the talking negative about him. We're here. So that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, I hope y'all have enjoyed Rocking with Becca. Like I said, if you have any questions or a topic you would like for me to talk about, please leave it in the comments below. If you would like for me to shout out your channel, all you gotta do is put shout out in your comments, and I will write you down to shout out your channel. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's all I have for today. And I'm gonna go get off of here, let y'all get on about your day, and gonna do some. I want to play all day today. I've had a rough couple of days. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play with my babies, and I'm gonna do some crafting and maybe coloring. I'm just gonna play today. So I hope you all have a great Saturday. I hope you get to just enjoy your day and do what you would enjoy doing today. And I'm gonna go. I will talk with you all later. Bye. If I don't follow